Now, another book that I put on recently has been around since the late 1800s, Herbert Spencer. Herbert Spencer was an Englishman who, by the way, had no degrees at all, but his influence on the world was phenomenal. He isolated the truth as perfectly as anybody has ever seen. Now, one of the last books that I put on there is Nullifying Tyranny by James Ronald Kennedy and his twin brother, Walter Donald Kennedy. What great truths and dramatic explanation of the predicament that we're in and what your job is to do. On my website now, David, is it on there, Out of Egypt and on to Babylon Now? It's about 50 pages long, the best I can remember, and it explains the problem that we have out there today perfectly. Here's Ralph Waldo Emerson years ago. Leonard Reed was my mentor. Leonard was the guy who started the Foundation for Economic Education back in 1946. He was the most educated man that I ever met. He had no degrees from anywhere either. But he wrote with clarity for busy people. The depth of his writing was beautiful. But he quoted Ralph Waldo Emerson a lot. And Emerson said, the end pre-exists in the means. The end results pre-exist in the means. Look to the means. Now, the means by which people are trying to achieve their financial security out there today pretty well revolves around government thinking. People let governments do their thinking for them. So if you ever start taking a government handout of any kind, it will screw your mind up and you can't think straight the rest of your life. So get the thinking straight. So look to the means and don't use pagan means to accomplish your financial goals in life. Now, most of the studies that you guys go through about how to conduct your career are involved in the how-to bit. IBC is about why. It's not about how to. And the why is because your need for finance during your lifetime is greater than your need for death benefit. The life insurance business has been solving for death benefit. But look, you can't provide the death benefit without the life insurance companies putting money to work in various and sundry places. And you, as a policyholder, don't you outrank everybody in access to the cash values in your policy? Your need for finance during your lifetime is greater than your need for death benefit. If you'll solve for your need for finance totally, you're going to have to put up so much death benefit you can't get past the underwriters. You're going to have to end up insuring everybody that you have an insurable interest in. Now, the why is because the banking function should be held at the you and me level, not by the bankers. Leonard Reed, I told you, was my mentor, and he taught me years ago in one of our gatherings that, look, isn't it obvious that if there were no recipients of Social Security, if everybody refused Social Security, wouldn't it fall on its face? Wouldn't it terminate? The only thing that causes is that people receiving that stuff. Okay? Now, putting together his thought that he got across to me, I have been guilty of things like encouraging people to get a mortgage. To get that interest deduction for tax purposes. Yeah, but if you do that, you're thinking the way those IRS folks think. If you think the way they think, you're becoming one of them. And so as I studied Carlos and Bob's book, it dawned on me that the same thing applies. Consider these facts. The U.S. Postal Service was established in 1775. The government's had 234 years to get it right, and it's broke. Social Security was established in 1935. The government's had 74 years to get it right. It's broke. Fannie Mae was established in 1938. The government's had 71 years to get it right. It's broke. Medicare and Medicaid were established in 1965. They've had 44 years to get it right. They're broke. War on poverty started in 1964. They've had 45 years to get it right. $1 trillion of our money is confiscated each year and transferred to the poor. They want more. And the Department of Energy was created in 1977 to lessen our dependence on foreign oil. It's ballooned to 16,000 employees with a budget of $24 billion a year, and we import more oil than ever before. They've had 32 years to get it right. It's an abysmal failure. And the government has failed in every government service. They've shoved down our throats while overspending our tax dollars. Now, let's see. You want to trust these folks with your plans for retirement through tax-qualified plans? Who has the problem? You or the government? Now, you look at these folks to educate your children. Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So I challenge you folks to think this through, and as you go about teaching your clients and prospects the power of infinite banking concept, there's freedom out there, folks. It's much simpler. It's much, much more profitable, and it's peaceful.